Okay, I'm just going to take a minute to go over the first worksheet. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. We'll take a look at this. So right here, we've got the descriptive statistics worksheet 1-1-1. And all of these worksheets are really going to be very similar. Sometimes I'll have it start with some definitions. So you've got your definitions right here. And we go through the descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, continuous, discrete. And so this is a lot of really good information, but it's really important that you don't just look at these worksheets, but that you also watch the video that goes along with it. So the video that goes along with it, I'm going to pull up right here. We've got this 1-1-1, what is statistics, types of variables, qualitative versus quantitative. Then we've got nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio, and this is these are all three of the videos for this topic. And so make sure that you watch all three of them. Probably these two for the first worksheet, and then this one for the second worksheet. And for all intents and purposes, it really wouldn't take too long to get through everything for this week. So taking a look at this, you'll notice we've got the learning content. Hey, there's some lectures on Canvas. This is the textbook that you should read for the first part. And then determining characteristics of variables, so on and so forth. And then right down here, it says, give one real world example of each of the following. And so qualitative data, I give an example, quantitative data, dichotomous data, nominal. And then it's like, okay, now it's your turn. Now that you looked at my examples, here is your opportunity to give your examples. So you've got qualitative, quantitative, dichotomous. And then when you get into your group, you're going to compare these with one another and make sure that you thoroughly understand, okay, I gave the right kind of data. Okay, and then label the following as a sample or population. And I might ask you some sort of question about this on the quiz as well. And then next, I've got information right here. Okay, it says 221 college students were asked their fast food preferences, and they answered their question in an Excel document. You can download it from here, but I also put it a more complete one under the Unit 1, let's see here, Unit 1 workbook. So if you download that, Unit 1 workbook, which I've actually already downloaded it. And so we've got this data right here. And so all of the questions that it's asking has this data is tied to this data. So when it says, when the question's like, okay, I want to know is duration in seconds, is this quantitative or qualitative? Is this nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio? And then is it continuous or discrete or dichotomous? And so you've got all of this information right here. And so you've got to answer all these. But in order to really answer these, it's really important that you understand the type of response that they're giving, the type of response that they're giving. So you look at here and you say duration in seconds. Okay, so you come over here, duration in seconds. So we have legitimate seconds. Okay, and then of the following, what's your favorite place to get a fast food, So that's this right here. And you'll notice, okay, there's a whole bunch of individual responses. And then of the following, what is your favorite type of fast food? Chicken, Mexican, da, 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 da. And so you see the actual types of responses and answer all of these based on the types of responses that you have. Like I said, you can feel free to work with other people on this, not a big deal. You can work with your group mates. And then when you come back together, you can go over this together as a group and make sure that you really thoroughly understand what you did. Next, you've got the descriptive statistics worksheet 1-1-2. And we have constructs, and then operational definition. We're not really going over that too much with constructs, but we've got the same exact thing of I just want you to do it again with this type of data, the all of the ride data from, what's that called? What's it called? All of the ride data from Disney World. So if you look at Disney World data, you'll notice, okay, we've got all this information right here. And then 1-1-2, you'll notice we've got what should you do? You've got all of these variables. So you've got the different variables, the name, the type of the area inside the park, the specific type of ride, yes, no indicator of whether or not it's a slide with drops, so on and so forth. And so you'll see all these types, all these descriptions for the variable name. And so you come back over here and you say, okay, what type of data is this? Is it nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio? Is it continuous, discrete, or dichotomous? And you can also work together with your group to do this. Let's see here. Next, after you go through all of this, you say real world situation, tie this all together. What is the population that we gained insight? The people who took the survey. This is actually talking about the people who took the survey. Was it a sample or a population? This is talking about this data up here. Okay, this data up here, the 221 college students. The information gathered, is it data or statistics? Looking at the question, is there any information that can be learned about this population? How can we use that information? And you can also look at both of them, the RIDE data and also the data from the students. Then talking to your group about useful and uselessness of these questions. What's something that you want to know about these students, or what is something that you want to know more about these rides? And then come up with 5 questions of your own for students to gain more insight from the answers from the respondents. And so look at this and say, okay, what's 5 more questions that you could ask? And also, what type of data are you going to get from those 5 questions? All right, so then, so that's what you've got to do in your group. And really, it's just those 3 lectures for now. And then for this, you've got the data that you're answering all these questions about for the 1-1-1 data. And then you've got all the Disney World data. And then here is where you're going to be doing a little bit more. See, it says right here, find a Disney ride from any park not on the current list and add it to the blue line. You can add the sources below for information you find on your own info. So you can come down here and there's more information right here, or you can go to like Disneyland and just answer all of this information right here about the ride that you found. And you can do this as a group. And as a group, what I want you guys to do is copy and paste this one line as a group into, or actually these 2 lines into the submission. And so that way I can see, oh, you actually did this. And to be really honest with you, I'm kind of using you guys to add even more variables and more rides, because I would love to see more rides that you guys are really excited about. And so I'll be able to have even more rides for future classes. Okay. Then label all the variables as qualitative or quantitative, which you already did all of this in the, what's that called? In the Word worksheet. And then what should you do with the ride type? Why should this be treated differently than every other variable? And so you're going to be doing that together and just talking back and forth as a group and just making sure that you thoroughly understand nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio, continuous, discrete, or dichotomous, and then qualitative or quantitative. So that's basically the work for this week, and we're going to complete the work for next week. And you'll notice right down here, this right here, 1-2-1 and 1-2-2, this is for the second week. 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, that's for the third week. And then standard deviation, this right here is for something else completely. 1-4 is for standard deviation. Oops. And so just be aware, the 1-3 or 1.3, 3 means the week. And then 2 means the week, and then it basically just goes in order from there. So that's how you do the Word worksheet and the Excel workbook for this week.